So I won't do it to show up. Steve, Steve. Are you the bell? Where'd it go? Oh. Could have gave it to.
Welcome to Rotary. Thank you to Phil Callahan for being our greeter today. So thank you, Phil. Next week, remember Dave Cotman, and is Tom Krosky here? Nope. So Dave, next week. Today we're going to be led in prayer by Phil.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for the graces that you have given us. We thank you for our Rotary Club and our service to the community. We ask that you watch over us and watch over those of our service persons over in the Middle East, that issue can be resolved quickly and safely. We thank you for the food that we have today. Let us share to the nourishment of our body, that we may continue to do good works for the community. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance
to the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, in keeping with the weekend, Memorial Day, I thought the best song for today was Your Grand Old Flag. You're a grand old flag. And forever in peace may you wave. You're the emblem of our love, the home of the free and the brave. Every heart beats true under red, white, and blue, where there's never a post or breath. Should all acquaintance be forgot, keep your eye on that grand old flag. Great.
Hey, Bill Callahan, double duty today, Bill. One clap.
I'm pretty quiet, but I don't want to take up any more time as necessary. So I'm going to turn this part over to someone that we know who is not a pretty quiet fellow. Jeff Nestor, why don't you introduce your guest?
This is my granddaughter Josie, who's with us today.
And with that, the latch string is always out.
One-handed.
Okay, do we have any announcements today? Any announcements?
The Miamisburg Historical Society took on a project for America 250, and we created this flag. Now, it not only talks about America 250, but it also the Star City and City of Miamisburg. They're $15. If anybody would like one, we're trying to cover the town with flags. So after the meeting, if you'd like one, $15 cash, check, or Venmo. I'll buy one.
Any other announcements?
Any more announcements? Wow. Quiet bunch.
Okay. Dave, thanks for volunteering today. So, this should be an easy question since I know everyone in here reads their Rotary magazine.
It just came?
The one that, just came. Yeah. So, on the last page, there is a country and city that is listed. I just want to look for the city and country. Pretty easy today.
Come right out, so I can't use my AI.
While you guys are looking for that, we'll do happy dollars. Who is happy today?
Yeah, we happy.
I'll just a crop dollar, a couple crop dollars, a salute to all my fellow veterans and to the Historical Society and Parks and Recreation for the Memorial Day weekend ceremony, starting with the silver taps on Thursday night and concluding with the parade and the memorial service in the park. It was just an outstanding tribute to the veterans, not only from this community, but from the surrounding areas. So my hats off to Historical Society and Parks and Rec.
Thank you.
Yes, this is more of a public service announcement than a happy dollar, but I learned the hard way. Don't ever open your water bill and your electric bill at the same time. It can be shocking.
This is a current.
I don't know how follow. I got two happy dollars. First one is defending his, or doing his dissertation tomorrow for his PhD. If everything goes like it should, he should have a PhD then in the summer, so there'll be another Dr. Base here. And then my youngest daughter graduated from Wright State, and we have her graduation party on Sunday, so. Good.
So happy dollar that Joe's going to make it today, and also one for the young ladies that work at Veterans Parks on Memorial Day. They were putting the chairs up, setting them out, putting them away. Those young girls did a great job.
I'm 10 Venmo dollars happy once again. First is a crop or scooter dollar. I got to get back to the office for a 1 o'clock appointment. But the rest of it is for this weekend. We're driving up to Canada to go to Niagara Falls and Niagara on the Lake. So it'll be a fun time. So I'll be out of the country.
Woo! Take your
Yes,
passport.
We're gonna be gone through next Friday.
Well, I'm $20 happy, just, again, for this weekend, Silver Taps was great, well attended. The, service on, Monday was very well attended. And I appreciate Parks and Rec, the whole city, the Historical Society and everybody who was involved. And since we started with these about a month ago, we've sold 125 already.
This week, my wife and I are keeping my 8-year-old granddaughter and my 4-year-old grandson all week long. This is a young person's sport. Try it if you never have. But I do want to give a crop dollar to Sean Myers, because now I'll go home and tell the 8-year-old a joke. You know, she'll think it's funny. The other one, my dad passed away in 1983, and soon after that, my mom started giving a scholarship to a graduating senior at Carlisle High School. And about 12 years ago, my brother and I decided, Mom's since passed, my brother and I decided, you know, handing a graduating senior a check really doesn't accomplish a lot. So we had 12 years ago a visitor here from Air Camp that gave us a presentation on Air Camp. My dad was a Air Force veteran, so my brother and I decided that instead of giving money to an 18-year-old, we would sponsor a week at Air Camp for a middle school student. And we've done that for about 12 years now. I had the opportunity this morning to go and present that to a middle school student. It's great. We've done it, the whole scholarship thing, for probably about 40 years now. The Air Camp thing, these kids really appreciate that. So that's a happy dollar.
I have 2 happy dollars and to follow up on comments. Also want to do a hats off to the American Legion who helped out the program immensely and the Sons of the American Revolution.
I have one happy dollar. My daughter graduated from 8th grade yesterday. We had a great breakfast and mass, and we're excited for CJ in the fall.
All right. Dave, do you have an answer?
Taipei, Taiwan.
Taipei, Taiwan, you guys are Rotary JDC. Yeah, you stole my magazine.
That's Judy's.
Okay, top dog. We're looking for a 9 of diamonds. Green ticket.
It's worth $135 today. $135 if you can pick the 9 of diamonds.
775.
Oh my gosh, it's me again.
Oh.
Oh, no. You can't win if you don't play.
Trading, Joseph, trading tickets.
775. No.
9 of diamonds.
Okay. Two of spades.
2 of spades.
Little casino. Almost half. Keep it all. Memento.
All right. Anything else? All right, today we have a speaker from Threads. Some of you may have been out there sometime in the past or are aware of the ministry out there. Joe Beth is going to share with us some of the things they do and especially how we can become involved more as a group and as individuals. So thank you very much for coming out today.
Hoping that I got this on right. Yay. All right. Make sure you're. That's you. This is always the scary part.
Okay. Presentation.
And where is that? Thank you. Guys, thank you so much. Does the sound okay here? All right. Thank you guys so much. It's really great to be here in front of you again. I was here a couple of months ago for the presentation of financial support. You guys have been amazing in helping to support Threads over the last several years. We've actually been here for 15 years now. And I love our community. I love all the people that we get to work with. So many familiar faces still around this room. It's been a really, really quick 15 years. I think Judy helps keep us pretty much going with her donations a large portion of the time. But so many community and personal interactions that I've had with people just in this room, and I cannot tell you again how thankful we are. If you don't know about us, we are a clothing, I want to say store, but we're free. We get to help children and adults all through Miamisburg. Honestly, our service area is from northern Cincinnati to Eaton to Springfield. We serve that whole area. If you can get to us, we will serve you. We operate by appointments. That's about our only requirement that we have. Again, I mentioned children and adults. Last year, we had over 4,000 appointments. Actually, that's been for the last 2 years. We are located just right off of 725 and Lawrence Avenue. Very small little place, considering how many people that we serve. We get people in and out timely through our appointments, so we make it kind of a unique time for them. And then at the same time, we're receiving donations at our back doors. In addition to very generous people here and their clothing donations, we also pick up from several stores 5 times a week here in the Dayton area. So we are able to get in and process a lot of clothing and books. We do also take books in order to help our people. Some of the unique challenges that we are coming up with is how to help even more people given our space. Pull that I can. There we go. So a little bit more about us. We're going to cover some of this in the presentation too, and ways that you all can get involved if you'd like. So we'll go through some of that. When someone most likely comes to us, it could be an issue where they are having generational poverty. Maybe this is something that they've had to struggle with for years and years. But what we are actually seeing most of the time is that it's someone who's had a bad few months. They lost their job unexpectedly. They're still trying to recover, but the kids are about to start school. They've outgrown all their clothes. What can they do in that short time period? So we're really good about being able to step in that situation. We are also there to provide long-term support for families that just cannot get ahead too. So we definitely see all of these people here. Our volunteers, which we have currently 170 different volunteers that serve with us over the span of 1 month, come from all over the area. Lots of churches do help support us. Just community people who are retired, maybe have a little bit of free time, always welcome to come in. We do just a quick session where we call them meet and greets, and then we do some training and orientation. We tend to also see some people that they will need service hours, either through the school or the county required service hours. We ask for a minimum of that just because it takes a minute to train everybody. And then once that happens, they're all in our family. We have, today I had an 18-year-old that had court-appointed service hours that came in. He is going to do incredibly well with one of my 75-year-old volunteers. I know this. They've already hit it off. So that's going to be, I think, a really valuable relationship for that young person moving forward. So our volunteers are so key with what we do. So if you're ever interested in a few hours, let me know. We talked a little bit about our mission. It's clothing. Clothing with compassion. We don't want it to feel weird when they come in. They have little shopping carts. They have 30 minutes. They can look for clothing for themselves and other people in their household. It is like a store. I don't want to sit there and have to be like, why are you taking this amount of clothing? We're in a position where we can give fairly freely in most of our sizes, and we try really hard to do that. Where we do have some limits right now, certain ages of kids' clothes. So that one, it may be what's a week's worth of clothes look like for you right now. So we feel that's kind of reasonable for where we are given some of those sizes. And then some of our women's clothes, thanks Judy, we can be much more forward with. We had a big event a couple of weeks ago we talked about where we had a free pop-up event. It was supposed to be held outside. Of course, that was the same day as all the big rain. We moved it indoors. It was only for women's clothes because we had surplus inventory. We had 103 women line up to get clothing in the pouring rain. We opened up 20 minutes early just to be able to get some people inside and out of the rain. So there's definitely a need. We more than doubled our numbers for last year, and that was just extra inventory that we had for women's. One of the things that we are working with right now is it's not just our community that's hurting. Again, we mentioned Dayton-wide. So because we are very fortunate with the amount of clothing that we receive, and due to our limited size, we've been actively looking for ways where we can help other people. So we've developed an entire partnership hub. We now support 4 different school districts with their clothing pantries. We support Miami University, actually with a regional campus where they have clothing need for interview type clothes. We support 9 different nonprofits and other organizations for clothing needs. So if you've ever heard of anything called Sidewalk Soldiers, Dear Dinah, Dayton Street Medicine, those are all organizations that we help provide clothing to for the people that they serve. Because if we have the clothes, I don't want to stick them in a box for a couple of years, although we do have our inventory. But we want to get those out to the people that are going to need them the most. So we will funnel clothing. If we are full, we will get it to someone that will use it. Again, I mentioned 4,000 households last year. People are allowed to come to us once every 4 months. So for example, right now, if you were called to make an appointment, unless we have a cancellation, Our next appointments are about the second, third week of July. We are booked out pretty far. People are going to be trying to get into us before school starts. So very thankful for all of our donations. I mentioned the stores that we also pick up from: Plato's Closet, Once Upon a Child, New Enough. There's another store in Dayton now that's been added to our rotation too. Rick Melton is not here, but he is usually here. Is that correct? He, in years past, was one of our drivers. He was one of the people that would go to those stores and pick up from them and bring back to us. So he was always a big help with that too. Many of our community partners. So within our partnership hub, we have our frontline people that I mentioned before, like Dayton or Sidewalk Soldiers, Dear Dinah, those agencies. Then we have our partners that help us. That's where you guys have been so fantastic in the past for us. These are other organizations that have also helped support us through either finances or clothing drives. There was a church in Centerville did a clothing drive this entire last month. The first time they came up to drop off clothing, they did it weekly, they had 5 vehicles full. Sometimes I think Fox Motors had boxes for us over here over the course of the wintertime. So all of these donation drives, especially when they're targeted donation drives, are super, super helpful for us. Coats in the fall almost always have been a big need for us. We were having a conversation earlier about that. So coat drives can always be a huge, huge blessing for us. This year, we've been blessed with some people who were bargain shopping in the off season, and we are vacuum sealing coats right now to have them ready once September and October hits, and those people are coming in for winter clothing. Again, some of the different programs we support, you do not have to have a referral to come see us. Anyone literally can come and make an appointment, and we want to be very relational with those people when they come in. We do have organizations, though, treatment places, different places like that, where those people do come in sometimes with 3 or 4 appointments whenever they have transportation. So these are some of the agencies that we help out. In addition to our appointments, if you're one of our community partners, if Casey from the school district calls us and she says, I have a student in need and here's my emergency, then we put together emergency packs for those. This happens frequently with the West Carrollton School District for us also too. Today, we served a bag. It was 2 young children, 11 and 14-year-old sister from Middletown, and their, I guess their house had been flooded over the weekend, and they needed clothes. So when we have a verified source reach out to us, the police department has done this as well. We're going to get that bag together, and we're going to have it ready for pickup. It does take a little bit of time on the volunteers, but sometimes you cannot wait 6 weeks to get an appointment with us, so we're going to try to help you now. Volunteer opportunities. Again, for individuals, if you would like to come volunteer, usually the shifts are about 2.5 hours. It's really interesting. You can work with clients, you can work with donors, you can sort clothes, or for larger events, if anyone was ever interested, about 3 or 5 people, we can do community takeover nights. That can be a one-time thing. We would put you with a couple of our session leaders, and then that lets us add in more client sessions to bring people in. We're doing this next Friday. Kettering Health is going to send us 7 people, I think, and we were able to add 12 new appointments because of the hours that they were coming are not typical hours for our volunteers. So that's going to help other people, and they get to experience what we're doing there too. So if that works for you, for your business, for whoever, let me know. We could set that up. Of course, financial support opportunities, Kroger rewards. That's a huge thing for us. If you do not have anything chosen for your Kroger rewards, we were officially known as Threads of Love. Sign up for us. We'd love to you to be one of our Kroger households. And also in the flyers on the table, there's a lot of other opportunities for that also. Mention our donations. In addition to clothes, something that we take that most people don't know, linens. So any of your sheets or blankets, some of our best stories are being able to offer a sheet set to a young mom where she's like, oh, yeah, we have a blanket. We don't have the sheets. That's really important for us. Books. We offer books for the children that come in to see us. We take adult books also. Antique Village has allowed us to have a booth there where we can sell the books, and then that is fundraiser for us. What do we do with our funds? You guys know because you've supported us in the past. We buy socks and underwear. Lots of socks and underwear. All of our people that come in, they are able to take packages. We'll break down like a new package into socks and into like, I believe it's 3 pair for each child, 2 pair for adults, and we'll click all of our new socks together. So that's where all the funding goes. Is that a me thing? Yeah. It's really about to be the best part, right?
Cole, use handheld for now.
Okay, thank you. All right, is this working okay? Okay. Again, the best part, because I breezed through this presentation, is more to talk about our stories. So I'm going to bore you with that for just a minute, okay? One of our best stories from last year, and I think I touched on this a little bit at the presentation a couple months ago, was we had a gentleman come to us a year and a half ago from Eaton, and he was in need of clothing. He had transitioned out of a rough time in his life. He was now sober for 5 years. He was really reconnecting with his family, but he was just like in a little bit of a pinch. We helped him with clothing, and then he came to us for community service hours. And that man has driven back to us now every week since then from Eaton to volunteer with us once, sometimes twice a week. The event that we had on Saturday.
I have no idea how to work that microphone.
Okay, this one? Yeah. I'm just gonna blow through them all. I'll talk really fast. He came out, he's a key volunteer. If you donate to us on Mondays, chances are you are going to see him and be impressed with him. So that's one of our big success stories. I have some other flyers that I can pass out. These are stories of other individuals that we've had. One parent, his first name was David. I will not be using last names. He had lost his wife previously. He was there shopping with us with 2 young girls. Oldest was about 12. We also have hygiene products available. So toiletry kits, feminine hygiene products, all of these. And the session leader was just noticing the dad just staring, not really knowing what it was that his daughter needed. So there was a good conversation there, a little bit awkward, very funny. And then they were able to move on to the next thing that this 12-year-old daughter needed in the terms of clothes. Okay, these are the connections that we are making with our clients. I love it whenever we hear what all they can get, but it's better when I can hear, here's how we were able to help you in a meaningful moment of your life. So those are some of the really good stories. I know that you guys have been big supporters of shoes, the shoeless, right? Shoes. The stories we have about shoes, those were always impactful. A man came in wearing house shoes, right? Was able to find his pair of shoes, sit down in the floor to put these on. He was so excited about them. And he had a bike. That was his transportation. So now he has good shoes to ride his bike. This one was a story from yesterday. Mr. Quigley was his last name. He was a client of ours back in the fall. While he was there, he asked if it was possible for him to get a pair of shoes for a friend of his. Usually we always say it has to be within our household. However, we'd had a large donation of extra large adult size Croc shoes, like size 14s and 16s, like really unusual sizes for us. And his friend apparently had just really, really large feet. We let him take one of these new pairs of Crocs to give to his friend. Yesterday, he drove to see it. He talked to one of our volunteers in the parking lot. He said that when he gave them to his friend was like, I am not going to be able to wear those. That's just not going to work.
He had just come from visiting his friend who was in hospice now, and the man told him those were the best pairs of shoes he ever had. And they were definitely what he needed in these last few months. And so Mr. Quigley then drove to us to tell us that. So, and then I guess he and the volunteer both sat out in the parking lot and cried. But this is a good story to be able to tell you guys. It's always more than shoes. It's always more than clothes. It's hearing the stories, writing the notes, and being prepared when they come next time to ask the questions. Like, I know you had surgery. You know, you were going to have surgery the last time you came. How are you doing now? So that's how we train our desk people to be able to interact with everyone that comes in. Those are the stories. I think I talked a little bit past the time. I do want to leave time for any sort of questions. So anyone have any thoughts or questions? Yes.
You said you needed kid sizes. What kid sizes are you short on?
Right now it's going to be elementary school sizes, pretty much everything between 5T and 14-16. I don't feel like we have
Both boys and girls.
boys and girls. Yes. Thank you. Yes.
If you have a donation, you come Monday through Thursday from 9 to.
Our hours are actually shifting next week. It's Monday through Friday, 9 to 11:30, and our location is 33 Lawrence Avenue. Yes, we're stepping out a little bit. We're going to expand those hours. I do recognize if you've donated to us in the past, we do not have a donation bin outside anymore, so that's kind of problematic. But we were having things like TVs put in our donation bin.
So you just come to the front door.
If you come to the back door, you can drive right up to the back door, and there is a doorbell. If we don't see you right away, but we are on the lookout. Today we had a gentleman, all he did was take in donations in the rain. Thank you. Questions anymore? Yes.
So you say books, like what kind of books? Like your average paperback?
Yes. So at the adult books, like the thrillers, the mystery novels, those are the ones I guess that sell the best. Again, we will definitely take our children's books for our clients and to have there at the store, but they'll tell us what they're usually short on are the adult size books, the adult books.
Harlequin romance.
They said maybe not those. They were more descriptive, but they were said the mysteries, are really good.
Do you do toys at the holidays?
Pardon me?
Do you ever do toys?
So we have done toys in the past. Now the last couple of years we support the Christmas store here in Miamisburg, the Hope for Miamisburg Christmas store. So the new toys that we get, that's where we put them. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good one. Toiletry kits I mentioned, even your travel size toiletries we will take. Sometimes we will have organizations that will package them for us. We had an Eagle Scout one time, that was his project. He collected all of these fundraisers, collected and packaged all of our toiletry kits to give out. So, yes.
You mentioned Hope for Miamisburg.
Yes.
And 2 months ago, I went to their meeting. Not that you can fully represent Hope for Miamisburg. Could you tell the Rotarians here about Hope for Miamisburg, sure, what it is?
I'm an original member of Hope for Miamisburg, so I love to talk about it. That is a community group. It was formed under the Miami Valley Leadership Foundation, under that umbrella. But these Hope, and then the number 4, and then the community, Miamisburg, has been meeting, I want to say for 8 or 9 years. That brings together a lot of businesses. The city has representatives there. The school has representatives there. Many churches have representatives, and then nonprofits like Threads. So we get together once a month. Any interested community member is welcome to come. We talk about what's going on in the city. What are the joint initiatives we have, like the bash this summer. That's a hope for me. Back to School Bash is combined with National Night Out, so I think we changed the name of it. But that's a joint initiative with the Hope for Miamisburg and the Christmas store as well. So then they hear what is it that your project is doing, how can we help? So it is about building the capacity of others and learning about other organizations. I highly recommend anybody interested. They meet the second Tuesday of the month at 4:15.
Where?
Right now, it's being held at the Mound Initiative. April Hauser is the one that runs that, so maybe you know April. Right.
So yeah, I just want to mention the hope for Miamisburg, but there's a lot of things going on here in Miamisburg. Especially when you start talking clothes and stuff, but in my mind, I've got that section in my closet that, it keeps being pushed to the side if you wear the same, dozen or so shirts or clothes. I'm a guy, so that ladies, it's different. But I think, what am I going to do with this? And so shoes and things like that. So I just challenge everybody, since we do support Threads financially, going next time you look in your closet, you go, you know what? I really don't wear that, or it's been a year. You know how you look at, oh, I may wear this. Go ahead and get rid of it, because the way I get rid of things, I said, you know what, someone else, I've enjoyed this shirt. Someone else can enjoy it just as well as I can, and because I don't wear as much. But again, the number of things for Miamisburg, what we do in Miamisburg and how we support the needs, there's just so many things that we can do, and even someone like Joe Beth, that if you went to visit her, I'm sure she could tell you a lot more on how they cooperate with other organizations. And if you don't know how to get involved, I'm sure there's people here in town that could help you do that. And like I said, when I went to Hope for Myersburg, the number of people that were there in the community, because Mike Brem was there, and so was her name is Cindy, the community. She was there, and even Brian, MMA president, he was on Zoom. But again, there's the number of people that are part of Hope for Miamisburg. So if you're not aware of that organization, we don't support it specifically with Rotary, but there's so many ways to be involved or to see what's going on in the area, meeting the needs of people here in our community.
It is a good connection. I highly recommend, if you ever would like to stop by, whether you have donations or not, just come to the back door, ask for a quick tour. We're always happy to walk you through. You can see what the volunteer serving space is like, and you can even walk up and see what a client space is like. I think it's eye-opening whenever you see our friends and our neighbors who are serving and who also need help too. So, any more questions? All right. I really appreciate your time today and continued support. And again, I love living in Miamisburg. We moved here 21 years ago now. The plan was that we were always going to move after 4 or 5 years, and we're still here. Yeah, we love it here. So thank you guys.
All right, thank you very much. All right. Today's prizes are given to us by Eric Flasher. And so I'm looking at white tickets. And the last three numbers, 527, 527. And 483, 527, 483. 483. Bill, very good. Very good. And one announcements I didn't mention that some of us were able to volunteer at the Spring Fling at the beer booth. I enjoyed it. Hopefully the people that were there enjoyed it. There's an opportunity for us to, for those who know, I don't think we have a dollar amount on what was donated to us for that. We'll know that shortly. I know the owner of Loose Ends Brewery, so I'll get that information. So, but again, thank you for the people who volunteered at the Spring Fling beer booth.
I got a fine. I forgot to give them tickets. 1, 2, 3, 4, $5 fine.
Spring.
Oh, I call it Spring Fling, Spring Fest.
It's not a fling anymore.
It's not the fling.
No more flinging.
Okay, so let us stand. And all that we say, think, or do. Number 1, is it the truth? Number 2,
is it fair to all concerned?
Number 3,
will it build goodwill, better friendships?
And number 4,
to all concerned.
very good. Keith, thank you. Enjoy the rest of your